Good morning. Have you ever been brainwashed without realizing you're being brainwashed? An example of classical conditioning, or as they call it, the Skinner experiment. We wake up in the morning and we turn on the light automatically, right? Even if we're sleepwalking, we close our eyes and we know where the light is. And even if you remove that light socket, automatically you still go to the same place because your mind is on automatic pilot. You've been conditioned, if you like. You've been brainwashed. I'm sure you can think of a few examples where you've been conditioned or programmed. There are all kinds of programming that takes place, whether commercialism, whether through television, whether through media. All attempts in which to seize our mind and mold it and shape it to their reality and their truths. The biggest brainwashing in modern era is the term Islam is peace. When I first heard that rhetoric, I thought Islam is peace, and I began to break it down. What do they mean Islam is peace? And I thought it was an Arabic translation, like a flower, and you translate it to mean scent or etc. or smelling beautifully, or the word black means aswad, I think, in Arabic. I'm not sure if I'm correct about that. So you think Islam and the word in Arabic would mean peace, but it doesn't mean that. Nor does it mean peace in its characteristics, nor in its behavior, nor in its mission. So what does Islam really means? In Arabic, it means submission. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush, nor am I saying I'm familiar with the sex scenes. But if you're familiar with dominatrix, a lot of spanking and whipping and people hanging each other up, that's dominatrix. You're submitting that person. That person being forced to submit to your will. Dominatrix, this sex fetish. The person is submitting, to your will, you being a master. So the word submission is not a positive word. Just like in Britain, the people are subjects to the Queen, subject to the monarchy. That word subject will always be negative. There's nothing positive about being underneath a person. You're subject, you're nothing, you're a peasant, you're subject. Submission means submit, and it's not submitting to God as they would like you to believe. It means by the force and power of Islamic militarism. Now please, let me prove my point what I mean submit. In Quran 2 verse 191, it says, this is the word submit: slay the unbelievers wherever you find them. What do you mean wherever you find them? Whether it's Asda, Walmart, Aldi, Marks and Spencer's, Harrods, wherever you find them, slay the unbeliever. Cut their throats. Wherever you find them. Look, I'm not making it up. Look these verses up yourself in the Quran, any translation, any version. Quran 3, chapter 3, verse 28. Quran chapter 3, verse 28. You'll never forget. Muslims must not take the infidels as friends. You ask the Muslim, what does it mean when the Muslim don't want to be your friend? He don't want to come up for a cup of tea and a coffee. The reason being, do not take the infidels as friends. A Muslim says, look, come up for a cup of coffee. Sorry, you said you're a Muslim. Come up for a cup of coffee. He tells you go to hell. And the reason being, his religion telling you, his religion, that he's racially and spiritually superior to you. Quran 385. You must memorize these words. It's not too difficult. It's not too difficult. Quran 385. Quran 385. You'll never forget it. 385. 385. I'm not brainwashing you. Quran 385. Any religion other than Islam is not acceptable. What's the verse? Yes. 385. You already memorized it. Quran 385. Any religion other than Islam is not acceptable. You tell Theresa May, you tell all these white liberals what the hell that means, that no other religion is acceptable than Islam. You go to the imams, you go to these mind-playing, semantic, word-manipulating, magician Muslims, and you ask them what this means. The Muslims have mastered mind games. They master and manipulative words. You ask them what the hell that means. Did you know the Muslims had a debate with the professors from Oxford, and they wiped the floor with them? And you know why? In Oxford, the professors, they're all humanists, they're all secularists, all politically correct. I don't believe in no political correctness. I believe in the truth. And I will start with Muhammad and his character. I don't mess about. Quran 8:12. No, I dropped the gun. I do apologize. Before that, I'm going to order. Quran 5:33. Maim and crucify the infidels if they criticize Islam. 5:33. Maim and crucify the infidels if they criticize Islam. And there's many more texts. Many more. Now, you ask these Muslims, what do you mean? Ha! You can't take me as a friend. Look, it's not because I'm black. They can't take white people as friends. They can't take Sikhs as friends. No Buddhist. You have to be a Muslim. Or, what if you refuse? Crucify them. Maim them. And I can memorize all those texts in my head. Memorize them. You know why it's important? These Muslims, when they approach you on the streets and they say to you, where in the Quran? They're playing head games with you. Have it in your head. Memorize. I've memorized every goddamn text. And do you know why? These same snakes, they memorize the Bible and they use it against you. Never come up. In the army, it tells you, you're always prepared for the enemy. Never turn your back on the enemy. Never turn your back on the enemy. Always prepared for them. Always prepared for them mentally, spiritually, with knowledge, with education. You study their work, study their culture. Do you know why the British was great? Do you know why during the British Empire? Do you know why? The British would learn Urdu. The British would learn Gujarati. The British would learn how to speak the foreign language. And the first thing the British learned was Tede Manaputi. Tede Manaputi. They learned how to swear at the natives. They insult the natives in their mother tongue. Oh, the British were arrogant. Really arrogant. When they ruled the waves, when, oh my God, when Britain ruled half of the world, 3/4 of the world. Why do you think the British have gone savage? With Brexit, they no longer have any power over nothing. They used to rule the waves. But you have to take that British model in dealing with Islam. Understand them. Learn their psychology. And that's the reason why I'm saying, You've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed to believe Islam is peace. Islam is peace. No, it means submission by force. Submission by force. They grab you by your neck, strangle you down, hold you down, like they did in 7th century in North Africa. Like they conquered Spain for 800 years. What kind of religion go by force and call itself love? What kind of a God is worth worshipping that tells you if you don't believe in him, he's going to crucify you, he's going to maim you, he's going to boil your eyes out, pull your skin apart? What kind of a God is worth worshipping like that? You tell me. That kind of big grown bearded Arab that he can have a 6-year-old as a wife, and his own son-in-law wife. Oh, more about Islam to come. Oh, I've been reading, I've been studying. More about Islam to come. So please stop this rhetoric that Islam is peace. It's not peace, not in the name, not in the translation, and certainly not in character.